Hi, this is Jonas from Oslo Pro. In this video I'm going to show you Bogstadveien. Despite being one of Norway's most well-known shopping streets, Bogstadveien is visited by surprisingly few tourists. I'm now at the northeast corner of the park that surrounds the Royal Palace, and the Royal Palace is located right there behind the trees. This street here is Parkveien, Park Road or Park Avenue if you like, and Bogstadveien starts right over there. Okay, I'm just gonna correct myself before we go any further, because this isn't actually Bogstadveien, this is Hedgehaugveien. It changed its name to Bogstadveien halfway up the street, and just for simplicity we're gonna refer to it as Bogstadveien and not Hedgehog something. Before we enter Bogstadveien you have to check out this well-known restaurant. This is Lorry's. It serves Norwegian food and also has international cuisine. If you don't like eating, you can also try one of the 250 types of beer that they have at any given time. If you want to become more Scandinavian, you should pop into this shop for some underwear. I think it would be safe to say that most young Scandinavian men own at least a pair of boxers from Björn Borg. And right by is the Tiger of Sweden design brand, where you can get your Swedish design suit. And then there is the Nudie jeans shop and some other design brands which I don't really know anything about, and the Horgans pub. Alright guys, this is the Marc Jacobs shop. If your girlfriend gets stuck in here, just head over to the Trafalgar pub. It's a proper English pub where they don't serve food, but they have snacks and they show Premier League games, all teams. A bit further up Bogstadveien is this place where there are lots of food venues around this spot. There is Pepe's Pizza, Norwegian pizza chain, nothing particular about that. This is HQ Burgers. You can pop in here until 3:30 AM Thursday to Saturday for some street food. There's a nicer pizza place, Olivia's. That's Joe and the Juice, the cafe. That's Little Asia, Little Asia. That's the kind of Asian restaurant where they have everything, like Asian, sushi, tapas, you name it. There's your antique shop, and of course we have the normal...
Here is Mr. Galimo.
Yeah, hello. Of course we have the normal Lacoste Levis super dry stuff, but if you want to dress like a proper Norwegian, you have to visit the Moose of Norway shop. It's famous especially for their quilted suits and lots more, and of course the boxer shorts, which are also going to take over for Björn Borg. Here's another gastropub for you. These gastropubs are really popping up all over the city, and I love it. I think it is safe to say that Bogstadveien has more shops for women than for men, and this is especially true in this stretch right here. There's your lingerie store, and down below the Joe and the Juice is another women's clothing store. There's Vita, the cosmetics chain, Tadler women's clothing, Monkey, nicer women's clothing, and Home and Cottage, that's of course interior design, mostly women's stuff. There is Gina Tricot, the women's clothing chain. But don't worry guys, just head up Bogstadveien and take the first to the left, and there you will find the Oslo Microbrewery pub. Of course there is an H&M store and some more women's stuff. Bogstadveien is where Zara opened its first store in Norway. I really love the clothes, but the quality is horrible. They rarely last longer than a year, but then they are out of fashion anyway. Around Oslo you may notice these delis, Deli de Luca. This is the closest thing to an American deli that we have in Oslo, and of course they have imported American stuff at elevated prices. Right by the deli is Hotel Gyldenløve, the only hotel that is in Bogstadveien. If you are new to Norway, you may have not seen this shop before. This is Claes Olsson, kind of a shop that has every imaginable gadget or knickknacks. And ladies, if you didn't drop your man off at the pub, then you can drop him off here. This place will act as a daycare center. He will roam around looking at tools until you pick him up again. This is a broker pub. They serve great burgers, and I don't think it's a coincidence that A pub with such a name is on the west side of Oslo, because the west side of Oslo has traditionally been for the rich and wealthy. I moved to just up the street here when I first came to Oslo 11 years ago, but I felt more at home on the east side and I have moved there since. Now this shop has a funny name, Dressman. They have dresses for men. Just kidding. Dress in Norwegian means suit or tuxedo, so I guess it's Tuxman. This is Espresso House, the Swedish coffee shop chain that is popping up all over Oslo. They are really good, better than Starbucks, and I even like Starbucks. Also here is Søstrene Grene. This is the kind of interior design shop where they have all sorts of knickknacks. If you are a woman and just discover this shop, you will probably spend like an hour in there. Pay a visit to the Chill Out travel store if you are the life hacker type. They have all sorts of gadgets and stuff that will make your life easier. If you're an Arsenal fan, you might want to head over to the Highbury pub for some pizzas and snacks. According to the bartender, supporters of other clubs are also welcome. Now I have walked down to Valkyrieplassen, which is this small park here at the end of Bogstadveien. And here's your first Starbucks. And before you go into Starbucks, you have to check out some interesting facts at the pavement, actually. And I think they have this in other European cities as well. These are I don't know what they are called. I call them the Jew stones. They are the names of Jews that lived here during the war and were deported by the Nazis in 1942 and was killed in 1943. There's some interesting history right there at the pavement. I have now walked the 1.2 kilometer stretch of Bogstadveien up to Majorstuen, and at the very end of Bogstadveien you will find this really cool pub, the Old Major, Den Gamle Majoren. It's a kind of Dracula, Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde themed pub. It's not for the faint-hearted, and you actually have to push the bookshelf to get into the restroom. That was the end of Bogstadveien. From here you can walk the 5 minutes walk down to Vigelandsparken Sculpture Park. Of course, the fastest way to get out of here is to take the metro. That will bring you downtown in a matter of minutes. Anyway, this is Jonas from Oslo Pro signing out.